Welcome to another No BS review, where there will be no filler or BS of any kind, just the information you want to know about this vehicle. Thank you to my members for helping support this content. Today we'll be looking at the VT5, a rank 7, battle rating 10.7 squadron light tank in the Chinese tech tree. This vehicle can be unlocked with either 540,000 squadron RP or purchased for 7,800 golden eagles. The VT5 is very much a light tank in terms of protection, being highly vulnerable from the front to any sort of kinetic penetrator above 20 millimeters. The only part of the vehicle offering any serious protection are the turret cheeks, offering up to 550 millimeters of armor protection against shape charges. The rest of the front of the tank is basically unprotected against chemical penetrators. As for side armor, it's paper thin as you'd probably expect, with the only part even worth mentioning being the slat armor around the ammo, which may stop some weaker heat shells if hit at an angle. Speaking of ammo, most of it is stored in the autoloader in the back of the turret, meaning any penetrating hit to the front of the turret is probably going to cook off your ammo, so make sure you don't expose yourself unnecessarily. Now, I know all this looks quite bad, however, the good news is that the vehicle has spall liners absolutely everywhere, meaning that very often, glancing shots that don't directly hit your crew will be survivable. While the VT5's armor may not be very impressive, its firepower is not only good, but basically top of its class. For its main armament, the VT5 features an auto-loading 105mm cannon, with its top round, the DTW2, featuring an incredibly high 491mm of maximum flat pen. You also have a few other ammo types to choose from, including heat, HEVT, a barrel-launched ATGM, and even a sap shell, but other than the darts, the ATGM is the only other round I typically carry with me, since it has quite a lot of explosive in it, which makes it useful for finishing off damaged light tanks. Due to this excellent dart round, combined with its 5-second reload, the VT5 is probably the single best 10.7 ground vehicle in terms of firepower, period, at least that I can think of. The only thing really holding it back is its 5 degrees of gun depression. However, the turret ring does have a slightly forward tilted construction angle, so in practice it will be slightly more than 5 degrees. It also has a very fast turret traverse of 40 degrees per second with an aced crew for what it's worth. Unsurprisingly, for an only 33-ton light tank, the VT5 is extremely mobile with a maximum speed of 44 miles per hour and a very good horsepower to ton ratio of 26.8. Also, despite being an Eastern vehicle, it's still able to drive in reverse over 20 miles per hour. Unfortunately, China doesn't have a very flushed out 10.7 lineup at the moment, with the only other 10.7s in the entire tree being the Event T80 and the Pack Premium Hind. If you do want to spend the money though, these will complement this vehicle very well. Especially the T80, which, while not the most mobile vehicle, has excellent armor and firepower for 10.7, making it a useful alternative to the VT5 on close-range brawling maps where the VT5 doesn't usually do too well. You can also bring the Antelope and the ZBD-04A up to this battle rating, and they'll work fine in their respective roles. I will say though, China has an absolute ton of vehicles that it could get in the future though, so I expect this situation to get better with time. Due to its poor armor, the VT5 is obviously not a vehicle you want to be using to fight the enemy head-on with. The good news though is that due to being excellent in just about every other way, it can do quite well in a number of different situations. In particular, the VT5 works very well for aggressive flanking, where its fast reload can allow you to take out multiple enemies in very quick succession. It's also great as a sort of scout sniper, with its excellent gun being able to pick off even heavily armored MBTs from long range. On top of this, its scouting, Gen 3 thermals, laser warning receiver, and scout UAV give the VT5 incredible situational awareness and make it an absolute terror on open maps, and a fantastic support vehicle for your teammates. Just be sure not to peek out of cover until you're actually ready to fire, since, like I mentioned, any shot through the turret is likely to cook your ammo off, so be smart and make use of those binoculars in commander's sight. Overall, the VT5 is an absolutely outstanding high-tier light tank, having the ergonomics of a tracked vehicle rather than the drawbacks of wheels like many of its counterparts, as well as having firepower that is actually superior to most of the MBTs at its battle rating. If you foresee yourself playing China, or maybe you just have that event T80 sitting around and you want a vehicle to run it with, this is an excellent investment that will serve you extremely well. Overall rating 9 out of 10, would recommend. That's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the playlist in the description for more vehicle reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next one.